Yvonne, welcome along to Getting to Know More About. How are you today?
I'm good, thanks.
It's great to see you. So for all the people who don't know you out there on the big wide world, can you tell us a little bit about yourself and a little bit about what you do?
Yeah, my company is called Simply Bit, and I educate people in the crypto industry and help them, guide them. I also dabble in alternative investments. I'm an ex-accountant, so I was an accountant for 20 years plus, and sold my business a couple of years ago. And since then, all I've done is do things within the crypto world.
So a little bit about Simply Bit then. Why did you set it up in the first place, and what kind of people are you trying to help with the business?
I originally set it up because when I first came into the industry, I found it really difficult. And there was no one around to help me. I made a lot of mistakes in the industry and lost a lot of money due to being scammed. And there was just nobody out there to help and to sort of guide me. So I decided that I wanted to set something up to help people who hadn't done anything like this before, but wanted to sort of give it a go, wanted to dip their toe in the water. So my aim now is to educate people, teach them how to stay safe in this industry and how to do things in the right way.
Wise words. I mean, I'm on social media and Twitter quite a lot. I actually get lots of inbound messages asking certain things, and you just delete the message because you know where it's going to potentially try and go. So so do keep safe out there, everybody, especially on the internet, because in some aspects you don't know who's on the other side of that account. They could have one picture or they could have one profile, but it could be absolutely anybody.
I think that's the sad thing with any sort of financial industry. You are always going to get those people that aren't in it for the right reasons. And actually the crypto space itself is doing so much good in the world. And I think people don't see that because there's quite a lot of bad in it still.
Speaking of crypto, the crypto space and adoption, we seem to have a big news story hitting the headlines about crypto every single day, whether you've got El Salvador taking on Bitcoin as a currency, or you've got Russia banning all crypto mining. There's just lots of massive stories all the time. But still, there's only 1 to 2% of people who are actually in the crypto space in comparison to the world's population. When do you think it's going to go mainstream? Is it going to be 1 year, 2 years, 5 years? What's your thoughts on that?
I think it depends on the country. So I think some countries will take it on board far quicker than others. But I think in the next sort of 2 to 10 years, it will be mainstream all over the world. I think some countries are slower than others at taking it on board. But even myself, I've been in the industry for about 2.5 years now, and I'm seeing huge changes, and people are asking questions now about it far more than they were even a year ago.
I think a lot of people are waiting for Apple to try and integrate some kind of Bitcoin or payment service into an iPhone. I think as soon as that natively happens, especially with a company like Apple, it's going to really kickstart. We could go from 1 to 2% to 5% or 10% very, very quickly as soon as the technology kicks in, basically.
I don't think we're that far off that either happening. I think a lot of people still don't really know what it is, and I think people are scared of it. Because they hear all this bad press, and it's a fear of the unknown, isn't it? So I think we're still up against that at the moment.
Because it's a financial service, people are so used to putting money in the bank and seeing a figure there, and they are very, very hesitant of taking that money out of the bank and putting it into digital currency, because it's not what we've known and what we've done for many years. But hopefully it'll catch on a little bit more. Getting a little bit more in depth into the space. Lots of coins and lots of projects did very well last year, like Solana, Matic, and Elron. What are your predictions for big coins for 2022?
I think 3 coins that I would earmark for this year. One, SHIB. And I think that's going to go really, really mainstream, and because it's going to start to be used for payment. So I think that'll get big. I think Cardano, Ada will, again, they're doing some huge things at the moment in the background. I think they're going to, their price will increase massively. That's been always one of my favorite coins. And then as an outsider one, there's the one that I've just bought into called Gary, which is GARI. And I do think that one's going to be a one to really watch as well.
We will see. As with all these things, the markets go up and down, and it's all about buying low and selling high, isn't it? So, I mean, I've got my eyes on a couple of smaller coins. I'm invested into XED, and I'm also invested into a coin called VVT as well, which is a very small market cap. So hopefully that's going to go like 50x in the next year, hopefully. But we'll see. If somebody's thinking about getting into the crypto space, whether that's investing in coins or investing in Bitcoin or trading or anything like that, what advice would you give anybody who wants to get into the space for the first time? I'd
always advise someone to get help from somebody, because it's not a normal way of moving money around. It's very, very different to our traditional banking system. So find somebody, number one, who's already doing it so they can show you. Set up a decent digital wallet. And I always say have a couple of digital wallets rather than just one, just because if one goes down, and sometimes it happens when a coin is really, really popular and selling, they'll shut off, or the exchange will go down. And just be careful, diversify, de-risk, all the really important things that people sort of need to do. And if it seems too good to be true, then it probably is. So don't do it.
Exactly. I mean, there's obviously lots of free resources on social media, especially YouTube. There's so many influencers out there, but beware, because sometimes they are influencing the wrong kind of things. So make sure you do your research and have a good look around, and make sure people are consistent in what they say and what they're invested in and what they're saying. So if anybody wants to find out more about yourself on social media or your website, where should they go?
So my website is www.simply-bit.co.uk. I also have a page and a group on Facebook, which is Simply Bit, and I'm on LinkedIn under my name, which is Yvonne Ulett. And I also I offer a group for beginners to teach beginners and people, just newbies into the industry who haven't got a clue where to start, what to do, who to turn to. I have a private WhatsApp group that people can come in for free for 2 weeks, and then it's just a very small subscription. But you can learn a lot from that group and make a lot of money.
Thank you very much indeed today, Yvonne, for taking time out to talk to me. The crypto space, in my opinion, is just it's just starting. We got the metaverse, and we got so many verses and so many coins and things coming out. It's going to be a very, very exciting future. So thanks again for joining us today. Thank you.
Thanks, Mark.